What's up, Copy Squad? I'm here with my good friend, John Rhodes. We've known each other for, I guess, about a little over a year and a half. We first met in person at Copy Chief Live, and we kind of had like an internet relationship before that. And then when we met, like you were just dropping knowledge on me, like out of nowhere, just incredibly nice to me, and it always stuck with me. And just the way you shared your success, I was like, this is a dude I need to stay in contact with. So I'm so excited to have you as a guest for my Copy Squad Inner Circle. And today we're going to talk about how to get more money with email, which is definitely something that is super important. I mean, Agora Financial's whole business model revolves around emails and sales letters, emails and sales letters. So I'm excited to see what you've got for us today.
Yeah, I'm pumped. And Kyle, we talked a little bit right before we got started. And, the amazing thing to me is just how much money is made with email. And what a lot of people like to talk about are the basics, right? So I'm going to come at the Copy Squad with something a little bit more advanced, and this is real world. This is in the now. This is on my mind right now. So this is fresh. This is hot. And the reason for that is I extracted all of this knowledge over a very short period of time as a result of putting together a product, really an entire funnel, and we are getting close to a launch. So I'm an information marketer. I'm a digital marketer. I put together these digital products, these courses. I build out funnels. I do an awful lot with webinars, of course, so I'm sending out emails that way. And I do a lot of affiliate marketing, so I make money that way. And I'll show you some numbers here in a minute. But this here today is about, look, I've got a product launch coming with my brother in just a few days. And we're going to be using emails, but there's something that most people totally screw up with email. They don't even think about it. It's not on their mind, and it makes sense. You'll see why they're not thinking about this and why it's the last type of email that they would think about building, but it's the most important if you're doing a product launch. So that sounds kind of strange, right? How do you have this really, really important type of email, yet it's the last type of email? By the way, not all email is created equal. Kyle, I got a question for you. This is interesting. Before we get started, I wasn't planning on doing this. I've got a question for you, and it's an important one.
Shoot.
What's the most important part of an email when it lands in the inbox? So, you're looking at your inbox, which, by the way, is a very personal space. Write that down. Email is personal, right? You're not out on Facebook and Instagram. It's very personal. Email is personal. So that's a clue, by the way. So the email lands in your inbox, Kyle. What's the most important thing about that email when it lands?
Okay, it feels like the obvious thing is that there's a subject that speaks personally to me, a subject line.
Love it. So most people answer that way, and it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong.
You baited me.
Yeah, it was. I absolutely did that on purpose because that's the standard answer. It totally makes sense. Everyone who is a copywriter, everyone who generates email for a living, right? If you do product launches or you're an affiliate marketer, you do any of that, you're firing out emails, and it's going to land in someone's inbox, right? So what most people are thinking about, the product creators of the world, the affiliate marketers, the copywriters, they're all thinking about crafting the perfect subject line. And I'm going to get into this. Don't worry. But it's like, hey, the subject line has to be perfect and so on and so forth. But I got to tell you, and this is the answer for you right here. If I sent you the email, Kyle, versus your mother, what is more important now?
Oh no, don't make me answer.
Right?
I'd probably answer. I'd probably check out whatever you were sending me before I said.
Yeah, that might be true, but in general, in general, right? So you're always looking at who it's from, and if it's from someone you don't know, if it's some clown who has sent you something, you're like, I don't give a rat's ass about this. I just don't care about this, and you're going to skip that email. So the subject line doesn't even matter. So really, one of the essential items, the essential element is, okay, who's this from? And what that tells you is the email that you're sending out is sort of rooted or grounded in some relationship you have with the person. By the way, you actually answered correctly in another way, is that you said, well, if it was from you, John, I'd open it up. And that's important because it says you recognize my name, right? If it was from Joe Blow versus your mother or Joe Blow versus me, right? Joe Blow loses. So always be thinking about how your name, I don't literally mean your name, by the way.
Mhm.
What I mean is the relationship that you've built with your list over time is critical. And by the way, you're never doing an email blast to a list. You're literally sending one email to one person. It's very personal. An email is a one-to-one communication. So even though you send it one to many, when those emails are sent out, it's actually a one-to-one transaction. It's a one-to-one relationship in a very personal space. Dude, right there, that's money in the bank for anyone. You shift your mindset ever so slightly and you start thinking about this, right? The inbox is personal, number one. That's a knowledge bomb. It really is. And you start thinking about it being like one of the only safe digital spaces that you have, number one. I mean, there's spam and there's different things invading your inbox, but your inbox does matter big time. Second of all is when you're crafting these emails, your subject line could be perfect, but it still doesn't matter because they need to know who you are. So building the relationship with your audience, with that person is really done one-to-one over time. And you're always crafting your emails. The best emails are always crafted, just like long form copy, for example. You're not writing to an audience. The very best copy is always one-to-one. And it's always done well when it's done personal. It's when it gets all corporate, it turns crap. Corporate turns things into crap. Corporate turns email into crap, turns long form into crap, right?
Yeah.
So a
And
couple of bombs there.
that's okay. All that stuff. I'm actually like really excited to see what the slide, the next slide shows. But yeah, so I mean, one of the launches that I just followed very intensely because it was so big, it drummed up so much hype was the Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi launch, and I watched all of their videos. I recorded and saved them so I could go back and break them down. And Dean Graziosi really knows his direct marketing stuff. And one of the things that he hammers throughout their webinar or demonstration or whatever is that people do not want to buy from, they don't want to buy, I forget how he explained it, but it's basically they don't want to buy from a pro who's a teacher. They don't want to buy from a professional teacher. They want to buy from a dude who's doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you said, like they don't want to buy from a professional teacher, which is that corporate sort of caricature of a guy who's like, all buttoned up and he's got his, T's crossed and his I's dotted. What they're trying to do now is buy from a person that's very relatable. And I've been talking about this inside the Copy Squad, that I think authenticity is going to be like the new, it's going to be the new like haymaker power punch. The more you can flesh out your character, the more you have, like what you're talking about is building a relationship in a sales letter with a complete stranger.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that by fleshing out the person behind the letter, which I think is massively ignored, except for I'm seeing it at one company right now is Money Map. And then I saw Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi really, really hammer it. And that it's all very, it's, selection bias a little bit, but what you're saying here totally rings true in my experience. I'm seeing it generate 7-figure promotions in the last month.
That's right.
The exact concept you're talking about. So I am really excited to see the practical and see what you got for us coming up.
Yeah, and I'll also say something that I learned from Dan Kennedy years ago is that you want to know what your costume is. That is, what do you want other people to see when they're looking at you? And of course, in our world, that means what is it that they're visualizing in their mind and how do they feel when they're looking at you? That costume either can literally be the authentic Kyle, the authentic John, or it can be something that you craft and nurture and build. It could be totally different. Like, I could come across as, this is something that Frank Kern did. I could come across as being some, surfer dude out on the West Coast. Hey man, I can use that lingo. I can show my VW bus. That would be my costume. If I was trying to, play the surfer dude like Frank Kern back in the day. Well, look at Frank Kern now. Now he's corporate. He's buttoned up. He still speaks one-to-one, but the point is that that's his costume now. You can see this with all of these guys that are out there. You can look at, at Gary V, for example, and you know that he's dropping F-bombs. He's super high energy. It's like hustle, crush, work, go, jab, jab. You know what he's doing. But that's a costume. I guarantee you when you sit down with these people one-to-one, except for the rare bird, it's very rare that is the person you're going to get. It doesn't mean that you're being, you're not being authentic. It just means that you know what your costume is and you've properly crafted it.
What's up, Copy Squad? So that was just 10 minutes of an entire 2-hour masterclass on email marketing and copywriting. John is a super smart dude. He's been in the game for over 12 years. I think he says 15. He knows what he's doing. He's made a boatload of cash with email marketing and product launches. If you want access to the rest of this interview, and it's like 2 hours of like non-stop, like how to make money with email, this is the kind of class, like if you're looking for where your copywriting niche is, this could be like, just watch this and you can start your copywriting career tomorrow. If you're already in the game and you're looking to up your email and marketing game to the next level, like just watch this and you can go up a level. All you gotta do is check it out inside my Copy Squad Inner Circle, which is available at kylethewriter.com/squad. In addition, you'll also get a spot to bounce ideas with other professional copywriters. You'll have access to a community. You'll have conference calls with me and other copywriters regularly, and you'll also get more trainings like this. And it's all part of the membership. All you got to do is go to kylethewriter.com/squad. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to you joining us on the Inner Circle.